Hey, we're here again with the Keep It Moving podcast. Of course, it's me, JT. I got my friends with me. Say something, Sean.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, and my homeboy Mike. Say something, Mike.
What it do?
And that's what they say. Let's get right. Let's get right into it, folks. Eric Garner. That case, and Eric Garner is the I think the New York man that was like standing in front of I guess a store or whatnot and got choked to death by the police. And they had his indictment, and the police officers got off. It's almost like the same as what's your boy name?
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. His situation. I don't keep the names in my head.
Evidently.
Their names are like telephone numbers right now.
That is so sad.
It ain't sad.
That's sad.
I still know what you put your hands up for.
Oh, all right.
You know. But you know, what's your thoughts on the indictment? You know, is it what we thought? Do you care?
No, I definitely. Well, ladies first. Go ahead.
I was just going to concur with you. I already knew it was coming. Go ahead. We do care. It's just it was expected.
Yes. But the thing is, and my issue, I think I've said this on another show, was the fact that we had the video evidence of everything.
Now this we actually had. We there.
And so for President Obama to come like, I want police officers to be wearing body cams. Well, we got
they negated that
video of what happened. The grand jury came back and still decided that there shouldn't be an indictment, which explains to me kind of why we're getting more support from a global community as opposed to with the Michael Brown situation. It was pretty much black versus white. In this situation, white folk even see the injustice in what happened. So
they finally got a bus pass to freedom. You know, it took them a minute.
Who?
White folk. You know.
I feel like they was already there.
Oh, no, for us. You know,
okay.
On our train. They train been moving. You know what I'm saying? But
it's almost a slap in the face. Because especially for black folk who felt some type of way about the Michael Brown situation, like would at least, you know, we get people are saying, you know, they couldn't rely on the witnesses, so they need the video or whatever. Now we got video. We can't even rely on that.
Yeah.
You know, how can we
and
win?
audio, you know.
And I hear that they're indicting the individual who had the actual
the
video
camera
taken of it, but the cop cut off. Because they said that's interference with justice.
Unless they have a law, I think you can video.
Didn't Chicago? Is this a rumor that Chicago just came through saying like it's a felony to record police?
I heard that. I don't know if I read that, but I don't know if it was a rumor or not. You know, but because they out there now, you know.
You would think, especially for something like that, if it's true, for something like that to come through in Chicago, for them to say it's illegal to record the police. And then you look at what happened in the New York situation with Eric Garner. Like, basically, they're trying to make it impossible to convict police officers when they do wrong. I mean, because you can't have any video evidence. So how can you? And you can't really rely on witnesses. Then what are we going to do?
I don't know when all the evidence is there, and you still
because you're relying on people. And you know, people are wishy-washy.
But they also made sure that they've kept all evidence, and anything that was used during that preliminary process is not open to the public. So we don't even know exactly. Like Ferguson, they realized they caught their mistake. Oh no, they got a hold and knew that we were using outdated materials for the law, and we quoted this, and we had them do that. New York is saying we ain't even gonna let you know what we did. We could have just had them sit in the room and say you will say no indictment, and you will go home and never speak of this ever again.
So we haven't heard from any of the grand jury? Nobody's come out like, hey, I want to talk about it? That you guys have heard?
No, I haven't heard. I'm sorry, what did you say?
This is what I have to deal with people.
I know.
Anyway, going back to what I was trying to say before this last statement. I like the fact that America is kind of coming together to see the injustice in what happened, and it's not just America seeing it. We're seeing protests
everywhere.
Even for the Ferguson situation, we're seeing protests all over the world, which is a beautiful thing to see. That people are acknowledging that shit ain't right.
I saw
America.
like protests, in I think like Africa or North Africa or somewhere in Africa.
UK.
Yeah,
I've seen Australia. I've seen Japan.
Everywhere.
Everybody got might have a hands up video or a hands up picture or
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe T-shirts. The NBA, the NBA is getting into it. And the thing I like about this is people are getting involved now. It's almost like you want to get involved now. It has a fever of its own. It's catching on. To a good cause. And it reminds me of the '60s civil rights movement. And I hope if one or two people just happen to die or get killed, that this won't stop. It seemed like it stopped, and once the '70s got here, it was open season for whatever. You know what I'm saying? We were organized. We had some militant, some peaceful, but both was still organized though. And we all was trying to get to a greater good. But after a while, after your soldiers get shot and killed, people they do their own thing, and when you ain't focused, it ain't good. And we reaping the benefits of that as far as a black community. You know what I'm saying? And plus, with living in this this country, we got our own problems. But I like seeing what's going on now, and now that the internet age, we can make it global now. People in Indonesia somewhere in the jungle, goddamn it, that has Wi-Fi. Is
it true?
Know what's going on with black folk in America, and just
I think they all
it's a plus. They're not just the ones, or if they're in a third world country or being part of a oppressed country, they're not the only ones that's going through. You know what I'm saying? And it gives them the strength to keep on fighting if they got a fight going on. And so I think it's good that everybody's being a part. Touching on the NBA, the commissioner had something to say about the NBA players wearing the I Can't Breathe shirts, the warm up shirts that they wear before the game. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think he had more of an issue with the players, like the popular players who were doing it? If it was like this low man, your rookie year on the team, and you wearing the I Can't Breathe shirt during your warm ups, do you think the commissioner would have had anything to say? Versus these big name players like Derrick Rose, LeBron James,
Kyrie Irving. Yeah, I don't think it's different because it nationally is big. And so I think even the lowest man coming out with a I Can't Breathe shirt, that's gonna call some attention. What was it? Was the Bengals? Was it the Bengals? Who was the team that played St. Louis? They came out.
You the sports guy. You supposed to know this shit.
But this new shit. I don't want no goddamn St. Louis. And it is St. Louis. You would think you would too, but no.
That shit's right
across the river, right there.
But anyway, no, I don't know none of them players, but it made national attention. Because they were protesting, and so I think and so they weren't big names, but it was a protest, and so it made national news. And going back to what the commissioner, I think what he said, I kind of agree with what he was doing his job. He's almost like in a rock between a hard place, because he wants them to have freedom of their expression or whatever they, if they want to protest, yes. But at the same time, you still have a business to run. And you don't know if it's going to be negative, or you still got policemen that like the NBA. You still got white people that don't like black people that watch the NBA. So you still have a business to run. And so you don't know if it's going to be negative. I think he's almost like, okay, we can take it as far as we can, but I think if I don't know. I don't think they'll go any further than that. I don't think it's too much protest because they got to worry about their money.
Yeah, they liable.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking right now he's cool with, you know, the commissioner's being cool with it. You know, but he's also telling them, you know,
what if he would have came out with a I can't breathe shirt? They
would fire his ass. you really can't breathe now. You don't want to breathe? Okay. You know. Yeah, the owners, they pay his salary. So, yep. I think it was all right. I don't think he's political about it. He played both fences. And so, if anybody got anything wrong to say, I think they too much into the, you know, if they can't see another side of what's going on. What's happening, Sean? You been over here?
I'm just sitting here marinating like a bad for an elevator. I'm just saying everybody's catching on. They figure out if we the low men on the totem pole and they treating us like this, it's only a matter of time before they start treating everybody who has a slight tan the same way.
I think
they want to jump in beforehand, like, hey, let's stop this right now. Get a handle on this because I sometimes tan and I look just like him. Just because my hair is straight, I don't want you mistaking me as African American as well and be like, why are you moving over here or why are you driving down this street? So before you start killing all of us, we want to make sure that we like this too. Hey, we don't want this to continue.
Well, what do you think about the congressional staffers coming out and doing their protests? And I guess it was a government building somewhere in Washington. You know, the staffers came out, you know, and had their hands up for, you know, they little sign of protest. What's your thoughts?
Elections are coming up?
Go ahead.
Maybe, but I feel like that made more of an impact to me than what President Obama had to say about it.
I mean, like he was being presidential. He wasn't being black.
He was being the NBA commissioner.
I'm tired of these motherfuckers killing our black boys.
We gotta do better.
That's he could say that if you know what was in his heart. But you know,
maybe we don't know. I
would hope so because I'm pretty sure he's been. I would hope somebody.
You can tell from his facial demeanor and everything that he is scripted. And he has to make sure that
he's a president.
He can't just be like, my people, we need to rise up. We need to burn. We need to do all this. Take them hostage like ISIS is doing and just start. Every time we see another, you know, you can't do that. You want to do it, but you can't. You can't do it. You want to do it. You can tell just... Sometimes it's not listening to the words; it's looking at the person's demeanor and how they say it. It's not.
It's almost a speech that you just don't feel like giving.
Because it was definitely what I didn't feel like giving.
You know, because I don't know.
I guess you want more. That's all. I think I just want more. But anyway, back to the congressional staffers. I feel like that was a powerful statement. You know, that they made by just coming out, and it was so many of them, you know, on the steps of that building.
I didn't know there was so many black staffers.
I didn't either. No, I was like, that was. You just throw some jackets on some of them people.
That made me think like somebody sent out the email, and they didn't send it out to them. Most of them were all black and Hispanic, and you saw, you know, little sprinkles. And it seemed like they sent out the email to all their black friends and the little white friends that they had. We take the picture out, we protested. They the ones that got the email. I'm telling you, the white staff didn't get the email.
You don't think
they weren't there at all. They didn't get where everybody going? They serving lunch outside. Somebody said, is it a food truck? What's going on?
Food truck.
Well, I didn't get the memo, Johnson. Did you get it? Hey, excuse me, Tariq.
That's what them, you know, them CC emails. You CC everybody.
BCC.
Oh yeah.
You know, we don't want nobody else to know.
Such and such date.
But you had a few white folk out there, you know, for the calls, and that's good. You know, that's always good. Any more thoughts before I move on?
I just wonder how much more momentum, and how long.
Well, you know, also today they did a march on Washington. I think they were trying to get 1 million people. Have you guys seen the picture? I saw one picture. I'm hoping it was recent and not from the presidential, you know, not the State of the Union, inauguration.
From
but it looked like that many people from the picture I saw.
But as million is a lot though. Might be.
I know.
But it could have been like 200,000.
It could have been. It was more than 13.
Yeah.
So I'm cool. Shit. I'm just saying the amount of people. I mean, they had all the streets blocked off, and that just made my heart proud that people are actually, trying to stand up. And it's not something just like a presidential inauguration. It's something that has to deal with injustice in America. Like somebody is actually caring or acting like they're caring. So that looked, that looked good to me. That did my heart proud.
It sounds like you should have listened to like some old music while you watch that. Get you in the mood.
No, you can go ahead and move on. Keep it moving.
Our brother Bill Cosby.
You need a drink.
You want a drink.
You know you want a drink, though.
I do.
That's how you did the ladies supposedly. You want have some sip of this cocoa. It's magically delicious. Drink some and some Jello pudding pop.
It's just so hard to believe. I don't even know why it's so hard to believe, but it's just because he seems like he's so distinguished. Just dignified.
Oh, but that's the worst ones, though, man.
Hey, I don't know.
Man. And they the biggest freaks, the cokeheads, the whatever, the heroin, whatever you want to call it. They got skeletons too.
I believe it.
Like he got a graveyard. There ain't no skeletons. Where they coming out?
More and more women are coming out accusing him of, rape. And it's like,
so y'all didn't send a memo around saying don't drink the Kool-Aid in the hospital house. Don't drink it. Don't.
No.
They drunk all the Kool-Aid because.
But it's like you want to know what made the women hold on to this information for so long. Like
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Y'all know what?
Well.
Why the women held on to the information? We're talking about Bill Cosby. Now, in the 80s, that's like talking about the president.
Yeah.
So you can't just be out like, oh, by the way, he's the biggest man in Hollywood right now. He has all these shows going. He's taking care of children's education. He is like Mr. Rogers.
So you automatically gonna lose.
You automatically are gonna be labeled as a whore, and you're gonna be like, you're just trying to ruin this man's self-image.
And he was America's #1 dad.
Yeah, and he married his kids in school. He went to an all-black college, and as far as like making sure the all-black colleges are getting funding, and the children, and the Jello pudding pops, and
nah, he didn't go to all-black temple.
No, but his son and them, he
supports.
Yeah,
he supports.
So
HBCU.
it's like, when someone does all of that and they have all of these good things going on, usually there's always a flip side to everything. But the reason these young ladies would hold back on it is because either the money stopped, the gag order elapsed as far as the date and they didn't have him sign a new one, or now it's getting to the point he's at the end of his lifespan. The man is ridiculously old. Have you seen him with the head jiggling and all that? He's not as young as he used to be. So it's like, this man, I don't want him to die, and then I can't besmirch his,
So they trying to get in where they fit in now.
Now, and
all the roaches are coming out.
Nowadays, everything, reality television, all bad things is news. Everything, you get money just from telling your story nowadays. Even if it was something traumatic for you as a woman, now would be the most lucrative time to come out. Because you have everyone that will pay for that story because of who he is.
Yeah.
Like what happened when, what was his name? Michael Jordan. That whole thing came out. Okay, Tiger Woods. Anytime some man who has this squeaky clean image of whatever it is, and they do all this for the community, and they give back, and they came from this and that.
Oh, Tiger boy. That young man was running around, wasn't he?
He stayed slim though. He kept in shape. He was working out. He was working out. I'm just saying, it's like it's lucrative for them to come out now. Even though if you're not looking for money, you still gonna have offers, and you get to have your name in the headline. Somebody goes from someone being nothing, to actually mean something. It's 15 minutes of fame.
I don't know.
He's not the big man on campus anymore, so you may have a little bit more even playing ground too.
I just don't know.
I'm just saying that many people just drank his drinks. Nobody questioned it. Like, why is he
it was still like, didn't he have like back in the 90s, like they talking about like he fathered some woman, or some woman said she had like Bill Cosby's son or daughter or something.
And then it disappeared.
And you know, I would have thought then, you know, they would have probably jumped on the bandwagon. I guess he was still virile.
He had money.
But he still got money.
Yeah, but he had more so even then.
He was just hot. He got money though.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. When they had that kind of publicity and
I'm saying, he was just hot. Yeah, but
you can make things disappear.
Man, but you know, what was that when he tried to buy NBC?
That's when they started
that's
doing
when
things.
Like,
Son, come
hold up now.
All that.
Nope.
Shocked. What's wrong? You okay? You got something to say?
I'm listening to you guys.
Okay.
He playing Sean on this. Your ass was doing the same thing when you talking about Eric Garner.
I was being quiet, letting y'all talk.
Yeah, but you know that ain't really much else to talk about Cosby. I hope that he didn't do it, and if he did, shame on the man. If he gets put in jail for whatever, so be it. But if not, I hope it just, I ain't gonna say hope it just goes away, but you know, I hope he has some type of justice.
Who would play Bill Cosby in the Lifetime original?
What's Orlando? What's him called? I think
the 7-Up guy.
If he had a good, you know, I think he could play a good Cosby, young and old.
You know something about Orlando?
No, because that ties right into how a Lifetime cast people that don't look nothing like the character that they're playing. That's all.
Oh, he had that face to me. He got that bone structure.
He has the bone structure.
Them eyes.
He still, that to me just cracked me up because I could see Bill Cosby with some locks.
I mean,
he got locks.
Hair. But now he really just had.
He had like a spiky afro.
Yeah.
But he got
just
low
cracked me
hair.
up.
Didn't he have low hair in Trump? No, he didn't. He must have been somebody. But it don't matter. They didn't pay me. If you have any,
all the characters from A Different World and the Huxtables, like all those people come out and tell their side of the story as to why. What was his oldest daughter named during the Cosby Show who fell out with him and they had to do that whole thing?
Talking about Lisa Bonet?
Yeah, like you gotta ask questions. Why did they fall out with all these other women coming forward?
Oh, Denise?
He was saying she just had she was doing like a bad image to the Cosby Show. That was pretty much
but
it.
But now you want to go back and be like, really, what was that image? Because, I mean, like, what was he doing?
I
see why all them chicks kind of shut up about what was going on back then and coming out now.
You know, Cosby Show was a family show. He wanted to keep it, you know, family. So she was doing other things that wasn't family-like.
Was she dropping it like it was hot?
Nah, she didn't move with no clothes.
I think she had like a sex scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, she went on, she started dating, what's his name?
Kenny Rogers.
What? No.
Sting.
How about you think? But for one goddamn thing.
Hey, I'm thinking.
Sting.
Kenny Lattimore?
No.
Give us
Lenny Kravitz.
Damn.
Get Lenny Kravitz.
You didn't give me nothing.
No, you gave us some bug. I was trying to wash it away. Goddamn, you kept on.
How about you think?
I'm trying to see. You're murking the water. Goddamn it. But yeah, you know, she went wayward, but you know they passed that up. You know, she was back on the show like 2 or 3 years later.
This is all news to me.
All you gotta do is watch like E! Hollywood Story.
I didn't have those channels.
Don't come in with this. I didn't have TV when I was growing up.
We didn't.
All you had was
we didn't have
extra. But you had a TV.
Mm-hmm. That's what you want to call
Shoot,
it.
Cosby Show was still on. They was on regular TV.
Hey, I had to watch the reruns.
I guess. But folks, if you have any comments, leave them. Y'all got anything else to say? That's all I had to say for y'all.
I have nothing else to add, brother.
Anything
Continue
else, Sean?
supporting and doing what you do to help the cause further its way. You know, maybe we will get some change. Maybe we won't.
Well, say that one more time because I didn't even hear you say it.
I just said do what you do. Continue to help support the cause. You know.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
You didn't
all.
say that the first time.
That is what I said. I just
You
said
said
it
in your head, but your mouth didn't say it.
And holla at your girl, Sean Hill, SeanHillent at in front of that social media.
Oh, you lost. You lost. You supposed to be on point with that if you're gonna cut in. Till next time, people.
You really doing that old piece?
Always.